Hello, my name is Mary Frances Freilich, and welcome to my project Stackhouse Gardens, located on the eastern side of West Boulevard. I chose this location because of its proximity to various resources and unconventional resources which are located within this area. Along West Boulevard, there are bus stops running densely along the boulevard, as you can see in the diagram on the bottom left-hand side. Each green dot represents a bus stop, so I wanted to locate my site within close proximity to this valuable resource. Upon initial studies, it was also determined that West Boulevard was a food desert and that there are very few resources around West Boulevard. Food resources. The closest grocery store is over 2 miles and is a 50-minute walk. Additionally, after some research earlier on in the semester, it was determined that many of West Boulevard's residents are meeting their own needs within the corridor in unconventional ways. You can see an example of this in the diagram on the right-hand side with the two images. The top image depicts an unconventional market that was located in a parking lot within West Boulevard, where people were selling goods and services, and the food truck hub, which was also located within a parking lot within West Boulevard. These diagrams show the relationship between West Boulevard and my site, the housing typologies, and the various resources. Here you can see West Boulevard as it relates to Charlotte in a macro sense. With the top left-hand diagram, that portion highlighted in the red there shows the section that I was focusing on. The second diagram below it shows the greater area of West Boulevard with some of those resources, which led me to pick the site. So within 10 to 15-minute walk, you have the library, the YMCA, the unconventional market, and Remount Road, which is a major artery, and soon to be in the future the site of a light rail stop. And it also shows the closest grocery store, which I mentioned before was over 2 miles away. Additionally, these diagrams just kind of explore the relationship between the greater site. At the top right-hand corner, you can see sort of where the site is located in relation to Wilkinson Boulevard, the grocery store, unconventional resources, YMCA, the schools, etc. And then these different perspectives just kind of give you an idea of what the site looks like within West Boulevard. To create this typology, I decided to utilize one volume and extract voids from the volumes, leaving individual units that can be utilized throughout West Boulevard on the site, depending on the needs of the community. The stackable units can create many different configurations, which can meet the needs of the residents on a multitude of sites. The units also have covered shading devices, which also can allow for some growing systems if residents want that. And then solar panels are also placed on the top of the shading devices in order to benefit from Charlotte's abundant solar energy. The various typologies are situated around the proximity of the site in order to create a central courtyard and have that courtyard be the focus of the food growing systems. The larger part in the middle will be the food forest, while the smaller section on the right, or the smaller section on the right-hand side, will focus on the space for growing space for community gardens, as you can kind of see in the rendering. The open air market exists to give a physical space for the unconventional resources, which we were talking about earlier. They already exist within West Boulevard, and the idea here is that this site will provide a legitimate space for people to come and more of a centralized hub where community is already gathering to give people more of an opportunity to have more business. Additionally, people that decide to use these community growing spots can grow and sell their harvested goods in the open air market as well. And then the courtyard space also features a flexible space for community events, gatherings, and a stage to house local performances. And then I divided the space up into 3 sort of zones to create a buffer from the residential section, but it will be made up of the food forest, which contains edible fruit and nut trees. And then additionally, there was an effort made to increase the sidewalk size and to make it a safer, more walkable space along West Boulevard. The next set of diagrams give you a sense of the private residential space within the community. They are staggered around the central courtyard, screened by the large fruit trees. Residents can experience a more private setting while being close to the community events and the market. And then each one of the housing typologies also features a shading device and rainwater harvesting system, which is used throughout the site. And then finally, the purpose of this project was to create a system which could be flexible for various needs in the housing system while fostering community through the food forest and growing systems, and to provide necessary space to foster the existing entrepreneurial spirit which exists already in West Boulevard. And that concludes this presentation. Thank you.